the think tank we have today for the entire day, we would be having goodies for each and every attendees, but after the last panel discussion. So you have to wait a little bit. Thank you so much once again. And now we are pepped up and getting ready for the next panel discussion, which would again talk about something very important. That will be emerging technologies exploring the potential of blockchain, IoT, cloud computing, and other disruptive technologies such as zero trust in transforming governance. So one by one, I would like to request the speakers and the moderators to be on stage, please. I will begin with Mr. Biswaranjan Samal, IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Higher Education, Government of Assam. Mr. Amit Sharma, Secretary, IT, UT Ladakh. Ms. Kumari, Director, Kerala IT Mission, Department of Electronics and IT, Government of Kerala. Dr. Susheel Kumar, Deputy Director General, NIC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Mr. Zeeshan Khan, WBCS Offer on Special Duty OSD Administrative Officer, CSCoE, IT and E Department, Government of West Bengal. Mr. Arif Khan, Chief of Cloud Engineering, IoT Data Services. And Mr. Gagandeep Nanda, Sales Director, Government Business, SIDCO. And the moderator for the session, I would like to invite on stage Mr. N.S.N. Murthy, Partner, Government and Public Services, Consulting Leader, Deloitte, India.
Thank you. So we are just an hour late. Thanks, Amit. You said that you will save time, and you did not, actually. 20 minutes you late. Not Amit Sharma, Amit Singh. So that's the first fault. So we are actually about an hour late. So how much time should we have for this panel? So I just wanted to know, 1 hour 15 minutes is allocated, 1 hour or 45 minutes? How much do you want? 45 minutes. I heard one, so we'll go for 45 minutes. If the entire panel is okay, 45 minutes?
I think it's okay.
Yeah?
We should not come in between 1 hour. Food and food.
1 hour. Yes.
Okay. Maybe 55 minutes.
Yeah, okay. So I'm not going to take too much of a time as a moderator. The panel is quite distinguished. They know, they have been there, done that, most of the projects. The only thing is where I want to start this discussion is, we all talk about emerging tech. We all know how drones are changing the lives, how actually the AI we have been talking about AI. We are talking about cyber, we are talking about edge computing, we are talking about all the disruptive and emerging technologies which are making a big difference in the life of the common man. Now, how much of that the government has adopted or adopting is this panel about? So what we are going to do is we are going to have 2 rounds of questions on that, and then if the time permits, I definitely would like to actually give some time to the audience to come back, and maybe in between also we will actually try to figure out. We want to make it a little bit more lively, so that people who are at the end who also can participate in this conference. So, do we have individual mics? Why? Okay. So, Amit ji, I'll start with you. I think adoption of emerging technology is something which is a known phenomenon. Now, being in Ladakh, 300,000 people, disconnected villages, not having roads, but the 4G or 5G connectivity coming up, how do you plan to implement or take the use cases of emerging tech in your governance?
Thank you, NSN. It's an interesting question. In fact, I set the tone of the conference in my inaugural address also by sharing that where we are standing at this point of time and what is going to be our future plan. So part of the future plan and the journey to bring these emerging technologies is this gamut of galaxy of people. All of you are here, our seniors, our officers, a lot of industry leaders who have made a remarkable mark so far as implementing technologies in different nooks and corners of the country. We are having them here, and the important part to be understood regarding emerging technologies is everywhere technology has its own specific role. And technology requires a bit of customization also. So Ladakh, 11,000 plus feet, different challenges are there. We have geographical challenges, we have strategic challenges, and at the same time, there's a challenge to make people adapt to what we are offering. Because here, I believe people never got that level of exposure which they should have got along with the nation. Say today I talk of Bangalore or Hyderabad, those two cyber cities, I can say. People of Leh or Kargil could not get same level of exposure, and especially in the remotest parts. So how we are going about it, like we are trying to bring them closer to the technology. As you must have seen in the morning also, our Honorable MP was talking, that we are making technology to reach to them first, even before the roads are touching them. The idea is make people aware about what technology can make a difference in their lives. Like we are planning some more other things. I talked in the morning few things which we are looking at in different sectors of the economy, different areas. But let me add on, like I want to go in with some more specific in between the sessions. I believe I had some chance to interact with the top corporates, and infrastructure is a sector in which we want to gel up technology. Let me share for the knowledge of especially our guests who have come from different parts across the nation. We are going to introduce hydrogen-based buses here in Ladakh. I am coincidentally Science and Technology Secretary, also part from my IT, then rural development and many other areas. But then that technology is making a big difference. Like first time in the nation, we will have hopefully very soon a launch of 5 hydrogen fuel buses. And those buses, the emission, because it's part of the broader vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who said that Ladakh should head towards carbon neutrality and become a role model amongst all UTs and states. And that's what we're working at. So that kind of initiative in which emission, what is the emission? Emission is water vapor. What comes out? There is zero emission, it is in the minus, we should say. And when we are creating a hydrogen conversion plant here, a fueling plant, in which we will break down the molecule, you all know, H2O. Oxygen which comes out would be filled up in the bottles. For all of you coming here, if you feel oxygen is less, you can carry those bottles alongside while touring our higher ranges. So this is a beautiful concept in which we are gelling up technology, emerging technology, and becoming a role model for the whole nation per se. This is how we have to think out of the box when you are in such tough weather conditions. And I'm so very happy to see so many of heads rolling in, and I know it's all about the personal connect and touch. I touched many of you and you reciprocated equally. So I'm so very happy that you all made it, and I'm sure by the time you will leave this place, you will feel the difference. You must have attended a lot of conferences, but this is with a difference. I don't have to elaborate. So these technologies have a larger role to play, and I fully appreciate the kind of presentations I've seen here, the latest trends which are there in the market, and Ladakh is always forthcoming to welcome you here. Example is in front of all of us, you all are here, and become a proponent of growth here, change here, and introducing such technologies. We are coming up with Wi-Fi zones, we are coming up with even a bigger picture like Janadhar and security solutions. We are looking in for clouds, we are looking in for infancy. So this is the best time to enter. My advisor told before leaving, and evening again he'll be back for the awards, like we looking for some kind of good cyber security solutions and such kinds of things where we can roll you guys in. So a lot of emerging technology role is there, especially in Ladakh, and we would welcome you whenever you want to introduce that here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. Biswaranjan, I will come to you next. How in Assam you are actually embracing the disruptive, the emerging technologies? Is there any specific example or a use case you want to talk? Yes. So we would like you to limit to 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, all of you. So it is before lunchtime. I will start with a story. And I will start with how technology was perceived in the fairy tales. Snow White. You must have heard about that and probably seen that also. So there in Snow White, you have Snow White, a kind of very radiant beauty, innocent beauty, because she is not self-conscious. She is beautiful but not self-conscious. Whereas the queen has the magic mirror, and she wants affirmation all the time of her beauty. And she always asks, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And the mirror replies, it's like you can imagine our cell phone, which is like a supercomputer. And we are this mirror is pointing at us, and that's what all of you might be doing many of the times. You are pointing that cell phone at you, taking photographs, posting on Facebook. What you are in fact asking the internet or the mirror, great mirror, to show who is the most beautiful of you, of them all. And the reply you are getting, you are the most beautiful of all. But at the same time, you are also getting the reply that you are not as good as others. And there the problem arises. We have got into this social media misalignment. We need constant affirmations because we need, as human beings, we actually pursue our own goals, whichever is valuable for us. And that incites the dopaminergic circuit in us. So when we constantly need affirmations from the system, then we are trapped. Because we don't realize that when we browse through internet or social media, very powerful supercomputers are projecting at our brain what we are doing, what we are browsing. And then the kind of recommendations based on what they survey, the AI tools which are running on the background, they examine us. And they tell us, take us in certain directions, and thereby they trap us. Therefore, you will find that sometimes we browse for hours together in social media, in YouTube, and then after 4 hours, 5 hours of browsing, you feel frustrated that you have lost so much of time. So that is social media, which used a kind of very primitive AI. But that created so much of problem, misalignment with the society. The entire structure of the society, psychological issues, undermining of the democracy, all these issues we are yet to figure out, we are yet to solve all these problems. Now the next generation of the disruptive technologies, the AI tools, that is the creative AI systems which are now coming, like ChatGPT, where text, video, images, even the Wi-Fi signals, all these things are merged together. Our brain signals, now there is technology from the functional MRI of our brain, you can find out what you are actually thinking. If you take your fMRI brain scans and what you are thinking, and then train the model over millions of data, then when the AI system is looking at the brain scan only, it can find out what you are thinking. Even from the Wi-Fi signals, suppose you have camera here, it is going to the Wi-Fi system. If you train, what is the image here? How many persons are there? What are the postures? And what is the corresponding Wi-Fi signal? And you train the AI systems. Looking at the Wi-Fi system, you can find out who are there in the room or what are their postures. So we are moving towards a kind of AI, creative AI, where we have to find the wisdom to deal with the new systems. Because with the technology, we have got the power. But unless we have the wisdom to use that power, then we may take it in the negative directions. And these negative things are also manifest in the world, along with the positive things. As positive things, I can say from my experience, how we are looking at, this is a very important time to learn. If somebody is oriented properly, somebody wants to learn, this is the best time. If you use ChatGPT, Google, say your university search systems, and YouTube, you can have access to almost unlimited amount of information and very high quality material on any subject. And you can also, and it is also known that if you can put yourself in the zone of proximal development, the stage at which you learn continuously, then there is no limit. You can become a formidable force by educating yourself. But at the same time, if the orientation is not proper, then there will be chaos. And we see that, like deep fakes, you can bring about using these AI tools. Create some videos and using the videos which are available in the internet and create fake videos and circulate it to millions of people just before the election day, let us say. And then there is confusion because nobody can be sure whether it is correct or not, whether it is the right thing. I mean, whatever was said was whether he said it or not, and it can have its impact on the elections, undermining the democratic process of the country. So these are if we really look at this, there is a great opportunity. The opportunity, as I said, that if it is properly used, you can have your AI scientist, AI editor, or AI teacher for you. And the AI teacher, by understanding the progress you are making and your state of development, can guide you and bring up material where your learning is maximum. And I think that is the way forward. And I hope that all of us, our society, through democratic processes, and that's why this convention is so important. We have to discuss what the problems are. We have to personally discuss face-to-face what the problems are, so that we don't have to fight out in the real world the problems we currently face today. Thank you very much.
Samal, I'll come to you and very quickly. Now, since we are covering both on the challenges as well as the use cases, for Kerala, which has done a lot of work on various areas, we want to actually shed some light on that. And my again humble request is stay 5 minutes, because the first two speakers plus the moderator, we all took 16 minutes out of the 45. So we need you right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. The topic is the scope of and the possibilities for usage of emerging technologies like blockchain, IoT, cloud computing, and so on. I'm pretty sure that given the world that we are living in today, where enormous amount of data is getting generated on a daily basis, enormous amount of penetration of digital technologies is there in the lives of common man, in the lives of our citizens. The scope or the usage of AI is immense. And day to day, on a daily basis, such kind of new technologies are coming that the art of what is possible, that itself is taking a new dimension every day. For example, when ChatGPT came, before that, we could not really think about getting our assignments done, getting a story written, a poem written by the computer itself. Would that be so easy and so doable? But with the ChatGPT coming in, this has become so easy. Today, our children, if they want to get their assignment done, they can simply log on to this chat GPT, write it in a very simple command, and get the required output. And not just that, it is communicative also. We can improvise our answers. Then there are tools like ChatGPT itself provides something like PDF summary. I'm not really sure about the name, in which you simply upload the PDF and it will summarize the content of that and give you the summary. Now just imagine how it's a small thing yet so profound. For us who have to probably sit through long meetings, go through long reports, prepare enormously large DPRs, the kind of time and effort savings that these technologies are bringing to us, that is immense. So I'm pretty sure that as the digital transformation of the whole world, particularly in India, where millions and millions of internet users, mobile users, internet users, etc. are there, so the scope is definitely immense. Now, since Murthy was specifically asking about the context of Kerala, I will briefly summarize some of the use cases where we have used emerging technologies in recent times. So, I will emphasize on blockchain as a technology. Understanding the importance of blockchain as a technology, the Kerala government took a lead and they established Kerala Blockchain Academy, which is one of its kind academy in the country, and they focus on the usage of blockchain in our day-to-day lives. So they have come up with many interesting use cases, and today blockchain technology is being used in multiple facets in Kerala. So some of them go like this: academic certificates issuance. The certificates which are issued by this Kerala Blockchain Academy as well as Digital Kerala University and other PSUs, they are being tracked through blockchain. Then birth and death certificate issuance. ITM is an agency in Kerala which takes care of birth and death certificates issuance. There again, the usage of blockchain is taking place. Then there are various vaccination programs across the country, right? So similarly, when it takes place in Kerala, for vaccine traceability, again, blockchain is being used. Then an interesting use case is excise department in Kerala for tracking and tracing toddy, which is a kind of local liquor. So for that also, blockchain technology is being used. Then Kerala has specific types of bananas which are imported to foreign countries for the exported to foreign countries. So for the export of Kerala banana to US and UK, again there blockchain technology is being used. So likewise the list goes on long. For example, for land registry, which is a very specific and very important use case for technology like blockchain. For land registry also, this platform exists. Then basically wherever traceability and credential management needs to take place, there the potential use case for blockchain lies. So these were some of the areas where Kerala government has been using emerging technologies. Then recently, not blockchain, but otherwise in Kerala, AI-enabled cameras have been installed. And with this, the kind of traffic violations which were there, because in the initial 2 days itself, it detected around 64,000 violations, AI-driven cameras. And because of that, the fear among the public that they would be naturally caught, human may maybe error ho jata hai, but AI cameras are not going to give it away. So people started becoming more and more cautious. The sales of our helmets, etc., and the instances of tripling on two-wheelers, they went down enormously. So we found that technology is making inroads everywhere, and the more and more we use it, we need to be cautious also. Regarding that, we had multiple presentations. For example, Mr. Kagan presented zero trust. That technology, zero trust technology, and others. So we need to be careful and cautious also. Sir was also mentioned about deepfakes and how people are getting addicted to internet, social media, etc. for self-information, etc. We need to be cautious also, but at the same time, this is the truth. We are lying at the cusp of such a change that even we do not know today what lies in future, for us to handle. So with that, I wrap up.
Thank you. Very pertinent use cases which can be adopted by any other states also. I'll come to Dr. Susheel Kumar. And I'm so sorry again, I'll say that 5 minutes. We will.
I will try to finish in 5 minutes.
I'll tell you 1 minute in advance, sir.
Okay. No, my time starts now, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So, all respected jury members. So, I'm here on behalf of my Deputy Director General Amit Agarwalji, Additional Secretary to Government of India, that he couldn't come to here due to some more important assignments to him. Anyway, I'm representing him and I'll be deliberating. So, in the morning session, that was a very, very excellent session and the vision was set there. The vision is the sovereignty. That country has to be sworn in the IT field also, and why not from the Ladakh, which is the Taj of the country. So this is to be done. That this is the vision set by the HLG, and afterwards, this is the dynamism of Mr. Amit Sharma, that he has taken it in a very challenging way. It is his zeal that he has taken into mission mode to get it done, get it implemented, and he managed to assemble all of us here for the purpose. So this is the very high time for the Ladakh, because it is an infant stage, so hardly 3.5, I mean not more than 4 years old establishment. So this is a high time that everything should come in a proper DPR manner. ऐसा ना हो कि कभी सड़क बनते ही BSN वाले तोड़ना शुरू कर देते हैं, वो बनती है जब वो म्यूनसिपल कमेटी वाले आ जाते हैं, वो तोड़ना शुरू कर देते हैं. And who was the sufferer? We all. So it's a lack of plan somewhere. So I request all of the dignitaries to put in first the DPR, the perfect plan, and let's think big and start small. That pattern has to be followed. So this is one of the way. Now let's talk about the technologies. Yeah, it is very important. But more important is what is required for us. हम क्या कर सकते हैं? IT is powerful, agreed. But IT has no power. Who is powerful? You, administration, we. This is the power of us. We'll have to take the IT into the way that it can pave a path for us. It is simply an enabler. Various platforms are in picture. Since morning, Sunil Gupta ji has asked her twice. He is ready with the clouds, high-end clouds, the thousands of GUPs. Do we have a capacity of using such a broad and larger infrastructure? We'll have to plan that. We'll have to do it. This is one aspect. Second is, if I come for the blockchain and the emerging technologies, of course, every technology has a power, or we should start using it. But what for blockchain? How many of us know about the blockchain? In the morning, one speaker, senior officer, sir, was telling that the IT should be such that my last man could be benefited of it. Yes, of course. So how many of us know the blockchains, the power of blockchains, and how to utilize it, and what we require for that? What is IoT? Internet of Things. What is Zero Trust? We have all spoken about it. Gagan has spoken in detail, and again, Kulsheshta ji has spoken about it. Zero Trust. क्या मतलब है जीरो ट्रस्ट का? एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ. सर, 1 minute start? Left? Oh, sorry. So anyway, I will not speak much about the technologies, but all technologies are good. We should accept it. But at the same time, we should also explore ourselves, our capacities. We should build our capacities. And for that, I request all of us, I am also part of the system. हम सबको बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. There is no doubt about it. And lastly, since 1 minute has left, I request sir to, if I have a presentation, last slide I want to show. Sir, permitted? मेरा presentation का last slide चला दीजिए. That is a very small thing, sir. ये सब jargon मैंने नहीं दिखाया. Yes, last, second last. Yes. Sir, not visible to many of them, which is of, directly related with the last people, who are the person handling the IT, because we have set the vision, we have set the mission, and who will be implementing it. The first is the security and the privacy of the data and the critical assets. By design, it has to be there. Second is upgradation of the obsolete network and hardware devices, जो कि आपको जीरो ट्रस्ट में हेल्प करेगा, IoT में हेल्प करेगा, ब्लॉकचेन में हेल्प करेगा. और ये सब किसने करना है? दूसरा पॉइंट किसने करना है? तीसरा पॉइंट किसने करना है? यू लुक एट इट. जहां से 5000 नोड्स का नेटवर्क है, उस नेटवर्क में आई गारंटी मोर देन 500 machines will be still operating on the Windows OS 7, which has no support. वो आपका ऐसा टाइम आ गया जितने थ्रेट्स नेटवर्क में आ रहे हैं, that OS is unable to filter those threats. Where those threats are moving, those are going to the network, the cloud, and thus they are creating lot of efficiency issues over there. Fourth is binding of MAC ID and IPs of your machines. This is much more important for the IoT. Because for IoT, for Zero Trust, we will have to identify each and every device, each and every person identifiable. वो तब होगा जब आपका हर मशीन का MAC ID, IP आप इनबिल्ट कर लेंगे. हो क्या रहा है सर? मैं आपको एक लाइव एग्जांपल बताता हूँ. सर प्लीज़ 2 मिनट दे दीजिए, कुछ नहीं, थोड़ा लेट कर लेंगे सर लंच.
So everybody is waiting for another 10 minutes? Okay.
कैन यू वेट?
They are not.
सर यस. सर कोई बात नहीं, चलिए मैं आपको बताता हूँ. एक DHCP टर्म सुना है? DHCP इन द नेटवर्क प्रोटोकॉल. किस किस ने सुना है? प्लीज रेज योर हैंड्स. यस, गुड नंबर. DHCP डायनेमिक होस्ट प्रोटोकॉल कंसेप्ट. ये क्या करता है सर? मैं आपको बताऊं. जहां मैंने बताया ना 1000 नोड का नेटवर्क है, उनको 500 सिस्टम और जोड़ने हैं सिस्टम में. व्हाट दे डू नॉट गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट IP नोड. वो क्या करते हैं? इस राउटर को जोड़ देते हैं. वो 40 करके और वो 100 मशीनें जोड़ देते हैं. दोज मशीन नेवर बी आइडेंटिफाइएबल. वो चाहे कुछ भी थ्रेट आपके पास करें, दे आर फ्री टू मूव. सो विद ऑल दीज aspects, sir, I request last 2 points, the security auditing of application as well as the third party security audit of the network and infrastructure. Thank you so much.
They disabled the moderator's mic so that I can't actually tell anybody to not do more than 5 minutes. So I'll go to Zeeshan.
I know you know what I will say, and I will sincerely request you to stay to 4 minutes now. Because your 1 minute has been taken by the sir next to you. Thank you. Let me express my deep gratitude to all the dignitaries present here on and off the dais, and I welcome all the guests here. Speaking of emerging technologies, it is not only limited to AI, ML, and artificial intelligence and IoTs. The scope is evolving rapidly. And the focus of our state, West Bengal, and our Department of IT has been to enhance the public service delivery by use of these kind of technologies. Like the focus areas as of now are, number one, you can say, is to personalize user support. Like the law enforcement agencies and the disaster management and the healthcare sectors, the departments require the user support. So we are using the AI tech to handle these kinds of things. Secondly, you can say for the automation of the manual works. So recently we got an opportunity to convert the judgments of the courts in the vernacular languages, and the number was in millions. So in that case, we are using the LLM model to to build an AI model so that this can be executed seamlessly. So this is one of the objective. And thirdly, blockchain, of course, as was pointed out by Kerala IT Mission ma'am is there. So we are also using blockchain, of course, to ensure the integrity of the documents and to maintain the authenticity of the transactions. So sir, we have already built a platform called UNIC, Unique Document Identification Number, same as an Aadhaar. It will give an identification number to a document which will be used for the integrity and the authentication purpose. And secondly, not to mention that we have received the award of National E-Governance called, the solution was called Suvidha, because West Bengal has integrated check post along the borders of Bangladesh. So there was a solution for the vehicle management system, carrying the perishable and non-perishable items. So we built that solution, it was in-house and it has received the gold category award in this national, sir, just 2-3 months back. So it was one of the big achievements. And other initiatives, if we can talk about, is like we are coming up with Center of Excellences on IoT sensors, and cybersecurity is also there, AI, ML, and drone technologies. These are the Center of Excellences coming up along with the SOC now. And the state already has its own data center. We have augmented it, and we are also making another data center as to cover the whole geography from north to south. This one is coming up in the Siliguri, northern side of the West Bengal. So, I have your time, right?
One more.
Okay, so can I, talking of few challenges, like the first challenge is, of course, as pointed out, that there is a lack of cybersecurity professionals. So this is taken care of by our Center of Excellence of Cybersecurity. So we aggressively train professionals, citizens, government officials throughout the year. We have dedicated courses which are called for first responder training for the law enforcement agencies, detailed responder training, and as sir pointed out, we have that model of enabling the cybersecurity right from the development of the app. So there is also a cybersecurity secure coding framework. That is also a training given to the coders so that the applications are safe from any kind of vulnerabilities. And sir, the second challenge is, if I can talk about, is like there should be an ecosystem, healthy ecosystem for the emerging techs to prosper. So recently we have also come up with many guidelines like IoT promotion guideline, AI promotion guideline, and said just 3 days back a summit was there, Bengal Global Business Summit, 21st and 22nd of November. A very impressive policy has been unveiled on that day. It is called the Internet Cable Landing Policy to boost up the IT sector of our state. So these are the few of the, as I can say, initiatives and the challenges, and the way we are handling things. And one more thing, sir, we are, throughout the discussion I heard that we are talking about AI, but we are missing a very critical component, like we, as coming from a government perspective, we have to also think about the responsible AI. AI is different and responsible AI, because the output of the AI should be free from any kind of biasness. As from a government sector, we have to take care of this thing, and I think in due course of time, we will cater to this sort of problems. Thank you, sir.
So Arif, next is yours, and we heard Susheel talk about both Shakti and Yanta, so I don't want you to talk about that. Okay, so you have 3 minutes. In that, what you need to talk about is how you're building the emerging tech embedded into your cloud.
So, thank you. We have heard a lot about the use cases, IoT, blockchain, AI, ML. But I think when I'm getting the opportunity, when a lot of think tanks are there in this room, I want to bring a different perspective. How the world is moving, right? And that's more like a food for thought for all of us when we go back. Because I'm from the industry. I'm seeing the trends. I'm following. I'm developing these technology. And just see maybe 40 years back, the whole world was divided into more like a bipolar world, where US and Soviet was the one who was superpower, they were taking the shots. We all saw the fall of Soviet. It was then, at the end, it was only US who was taking the shots and defining the rule. But last 10, 15 years, the market dynamics are changing. The EU is coming very strong. India is doing great on the global stage. Singapore is doing. And now, right now, where we are in a leaderless world. We don't have any superpowers. And next 10, 15 years are going to be very, very critical, because some power will emerge, will some decline, and how this whole geopolitics will play, none of us knows. So that's a very important. All geo-trust security is the today's problem what we are facing. But I think when you guys are looking the roadmap for India, the geopolitics is not very untouched, and that aspects need to be seen. I'll take a very simple example. When US President Trump, he was the most powerful political position he was holding, but he was deplatformed from Twitter and Facebook. Isn't vote decided? Government decided? No, it was few people who have decided, and yeah. So technology is turning into authority. What and how government can play with that we need to see. And I think this is a very good platform where we are discussing around this. I truly believe Digital India needs 3 transformations. First transformation is already happened. That is with the whole internet. So thanks to Jio, with whole 4G transformation, now everybody have phone and access to internet, most of the people. And we can see the impact. A lot of unicorns came into our country, like Zomato, Swiggy. It's all because of this whole transformation. Second transformation which India, as a part of Digital India, which happened was UPI. This is great. I don't think anybody else in the world has done that perfectly. But last transformation, which we need and it's not happened yet, is the cloud story of India. The Digital India dream cannot be built on a foreign infrastructure. So I hope, and we all are working, our team is living this dream day and night, and I'm sure we will have Alibaba of India cloud story very soon.
Thanks, Amit. That's a beautiful story. We will definitely see that ambition succeed. Kadir, you have been always the last person to speak. Right? So while the clock says 4.5, you still get 3. I want to give 1 minute back to the audience.
That's also good. I thought I was giving 30 seconds. So I think from morning we have listened a lot. So there is always overlapping. Blockchain, AI, cloud computing. So we as Zeeshan are working with a lot of organizations. I tell you example-wise, where zero trust as an emerging technology is getting developed in one of the states, and e-office is a very critical application for any state. They have implemented blockchain in it, they have implemented AI in it, and they are running now e-office on the cloud computing. Everything is done, but all these 3 are enhancing the performance with respect to the infrastructure on which the application is running. The biggest challenge still we are having is where the use case comes is how to access this application. Because this application is getting accessed by bureaucrats also, by state departments also, by government officials also, by outside the government offices. This is one of the examples that secure access to any application from any kind of a user sitting in the office, outside the office is one of the important. Another state example, they have CSC. You can say customer services centers, right, across the state, the taluka and district level. They have implemented beautifully blockchain, AI. Their SDC State Data Center is running the application on all the latest technologies. Their biggest problem is all the CSC centers, 2.5 lakh centers were serving. Suppose someone in the morning said, okay, someone has to do the land registry. The common man will be walking into the CSC. He doesn't know SDC, he doesn't know what we're talking, blockchain and all this. When he locks in his anything, a file or something movement, the CSC guy who is sitting across the table, he's doing all the credential logging. And those systems are vulnerable. All the attack surface starts from there. So if that is already compromised, that guy doesn't know who's sitting, who is handling the machine, and even the walking customer doesn't know, that becomes one of the attack surface to do the lateral movement from that machine till your data center, running on cloud, running on your private data center, on blockchain, AI/ML, cloud computing, doesn't matter. So the use case which is today of Zero Trust comes is how to give the secure access from the end terminals sitting anywhere to your crown jewel applications. So this is one example. Second example, quickly, we were NIC, sir from NIC is here. So we are working very closely with NIC and we have implemented Zero Trust in one of key ministries also, right? Use case was again simple. A lot of contractors, third party, MSP providers are accessing their crown jewel application running in the National Data Center of India. They have implemented all the beautiful technologies, but secure access to those technologies by the employees sitting on the MPLS network of government or coming from outside over the internet, that security was missing. And Zero Trust plugs that puzzle. So this is what Zero Trust as an emerging technology comes. So with that, I'll just hand over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's brilliant. I'll just leave the last three thoughts. I think the fear of outside cannot be the reason for sovereignty. I think I've been hearing it's not the outside world which actually creates the fear, it's the necessity internally which actually drives sovereignty. Okay, so that's point number one. The technology we actually look at, emerging tech, can never be seen in action for our service outcome. It is always a back end. Because the outcomes that they improve and the technology in the back end is doing a really good job. I don't think so we need to educate people what blockchain is. We need to actually tell what outcomes are. The last one is, I think don't stop innovating. I love what the West Bengal has done, Assam has done, and Amit you are doing, or Kerala is doing, or everyone is doing. The only thing is, I think the innovation needs to be in the ecosystem. And I looked at the challenge last time. How do you actually develop the ecosystem? The ecosystem should not be private sector. It should be government first, then the private system is the outside. UPI is a big example. Beam came from the government. The innovation came later on from the private sector. It needs to be the government. Thank you so much, audience, everyone. Thank you. We finished just on time, 23 seconds before the time.
Thank you so much to each and every speaker and the moderators. Amit sir?
Just one thing.
Please.
I think just one thing I wanted to add on. Even our advisor also said in the morning, we are looking forward to big investments in IT sector. Probably I may not get chance, or maybe in the evening I'll get. Just food for thought to everybody sitting here. Sir was talking even about one particular thing, which was basically setting up some good IT infrastructure, maybe some software technology parks, and coincidentally, Ladakh has natural favorable conditions. You can think about it, and similar like other corporates sitting here. You can set up, and our industry policy will fully support you, whatever you require. So you can give your requirements, and you can very well understand the other thing. Here it's conducive. You require cold, places. The warehousing has to be at such places. No better place than that. And we have water here. Sindhu is here. While getting down from the flight, you must have seen the beautiful Sindhu. So we have an app, and the policy makers. We all are there to support you. This was one thing I thought I missed out, to send an invite for the bigger, larger picture, which Ladakh is offering, and innovation comes like that only. Fully agree with what NS concluded with. Starts with the government, and then beautiful innovations happen from the corporates. That's what is expected also. You all are there, our partners, whether active or passive, but we will keep welcoming you every time, and enjoy your stay here. Once the conference is over, tomorrow have fun, carry beautiful memories, and next time you should come with more better resolve and a better grit to contribute towards this wonderful place, the crown of India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Rightly said, when we talk about the outer thing, national level, if you say, so outsiders or the innovation, in Ladakh, we are also kind of a little skeptical about it. So when we start with something, our youngsters are capable enough, they can also get trained into it, and they can actually would be the first one to work here voluntarily. There are many, as I've been mentioning earlier, who are working in metro cities because they have better prospects than Ladakh. But given the situation in place and the opportunity, they would love to come here. If not the equal pay scale, a little lesser, that we're fine, I guess. That's how India is also facing the brain drain problem. So if we have the opportunities, they will definitely come back. So Yeah, I mean, like Amit sir, I would just want to reiterate that we would like to welcome all the IT sectors and like privatization. Amit sir, you would agree with me, would be a support to the government system. And we can not always want and expect government to create jobs every time. It's kind of very difficult. So it is for us to think, and trust me, privatization, I mean, निचोड़ लेते हैं, but then still, it's good for the land and for everything, you know, for future also. अभी भी, I mean, हम लोग बैठे हैं. Normally on normal days, we would have had our lunch and relaxing somewhere, but this food for thought is much better than for the stomach. We won't die in, you know, just a delay of half an hour or two. So, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope that, so this is just the beginning. So this is just the beginning, since this is the first conclave. Now, अब ये कहते हैं ना, ये एक शुरू हुआ है, एक खरोच जैसा. I mean, what you say? I mean, you know, Ladakhi में एक बोलते हैं चिकिलिक जिसे मनांगा था हलाला. So the itching has just started. Now, we want you to please explore Ladakh. Our youngsters are, trust me, resilience, the word being used by our speakers, it's not just a word for us. Try our youngsters. They're very good. They're very good by nature also, and they're very hardworking. Just try once. You'll get to know about it. Great. So thank you so much to all the speakers once again. And for the felicitation ceremony, I would like to invite on stage Ms. Pravina Gundia, Commercial Director, Iron Mountain, to please kindly do the honors of felicitating all our wonderful speakers. May we have a huge round of applause for our speakers and the moderator, wonderful moderator over here. And I request Ms. Pravina Gundia, Commercial Director, Iron Mountain, to please kindly do the honors of felicitating all our speakers and the moderator over here. We will begin with Mr. Biswaranjan Samal, the IS, Additional Secretary, Chief Secretary, Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Higher Education, Government of Assam. Thank you so much, Mr. Samal. To Mr. Amit Sharma, Secretary IIT UT Ladakh. To Ms. Anu Kumari, IAS, Director, Kerala IT Mission, Department of Electronics and IT, Government of Kerala. To Dr. Susheel Kumar, Deputy Director General, NIC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. To Mr. Zeeshan Khan, WBCS, Officer on Special Duty, Administrative Officer, CSO, IT, and Government of West Bengal. Devir Sajano, Talia Basti Rehni Chahiye. To Mr. Arif Khan, Chief of Cloud Engineering, YOTA Data Services. Every speaker spoke so well and like so, you know, thoughtful. To Mr. Gagandeep Nanda, Sales Director, Government Business, Zscaler. And last but not the least, to our wonderful moderator, Mr. NSN Murthy, Partner, Government and Public Services Consultant Leader, Deloitte, India. Thank you so much, Ms. Pravina. Can we have a group photo over here, please? I request everyone to be on this, during the center of the stage.